check, check.
Tuesday, and you know what that means.
Tuesday's Tips with Mrs. Hamill. Tuesday's Tips with Mrs. Hamill. Tuesday's Tips with Mrs. Hamill.
Okay, so it's not Tuesday, but here's a tip you might not know. Elementary teachers do not enjoy public speaking. So to kick off this program, it's Little Mountain Elementary meets the Oscars. No host needed. LME has been busy this year implementing social emotional learning using a segment called Tuesday's Tips. I'm happy to report that our students never forget it's Tuesday, and they won't let you forget it either. These tips are riveting, mind-blowing, and super effective. Here are a few examples, like be here, the bus loading area. It's not a playground. We need to make sure that we walk. And then the next day, this happens. Be safe. Make sure you keep track of all your winter gear so you are safe because it can be cold outside. After first recess on that same Tuesday, this is what our lost and found looks like. And be honest. Keep the snow on the ground. It's everyone's snow. And then at recess, 3 hours later, I find myself saying, let me get this straight. So you're telling me that you're fighting over this chunk of snow, this one, this exact chunk of snow. Look around. If I put this chunk of snow out there somewhere, you would want this exact chunk of snow. And I'm happy to report the answer was yes. It is true because it was the -40 polar vortex super blood wolf full moon week, and we all know anything can happen when that happens. But seriously, what did we learn this year? Kids want to know that we will be here for them, to give them a safe place to be during the day where they can be honest about how they feel, think, and learn. And as a district, I say to everyone, congratulations, job well done. We have a lot to do before tomorrow, but for the next hour, let's be here to enjoy the success of our friends and colleagues. And after today, we wish you a safe and fun summer. And let's be honest, it feels so good to have made it to June 5th. So here we go. Good afternoon, Monticello staff and guests. It's Thursday on the last day of school, and you know what that means.
Some people in this district are retiring.
Recognizing staff with outstanding service awards.
Someone's getting a Friend of Education award.
Please welcome to the stage Tonia Schmitz and Amanda Kupski.
Good. Mrs. Hamill.
Okay, so it's not
Hi, everybody. I'm Tonia Schmitz.
Amanda Kupski.
We will be your MCs today, even though there's not technically a host. I don't know how we follow Hamill, but up next, well, there you go.
Well, the slide.
All right, well, So we bought awesome shirts for today. They say, I became a teacher for the money and the fame. Is that true?
True story. Come on.
I ended up with this job by default because nobody wants to do it.
And I ended up with this job because I can't drive because of my knee, and she's picked me up every day for the last 6 weeks. And she says to me, so person that I pick up and drop off and carry things for and do things for, I have a favor. I'm going to need you to help me MC. Well, are you going to say no to that? Otherwise, I have no way to get to school. So that's why I'm here. And of course, it's fun to see all of you guys.
So we'll pass it on to the boss man, yes, Superintendent Eric Olson.
Woo! All right, you never know with me. I'm not sure where to put my hands always, so we're going to start here. I might end up over there. We just don't know. But I would like to start, most of my speeches are hopefully going to be enthusiastic and uplifting, but I do want to start with just a serious note first. And Brian Hoffman reminded me if I could start with a moment of silence for John Otterson, who is sick right now, and he's a longtime teacher in Monticello, a longtime community member, and a longtime friend to many of us who is in the final stages of his life. And so if we could, we'll take a moment, bow our heads, and take a moment of silence for our friend. Thanks, everyone. I know it's hard to start a program like that, but I figured that was a nice way to show honor to one of us. And now I just want you to sit back and hopefully get energized. I want you to know that I am the proud superintendent, and I work for the school board, and I work for every employee group. I work for our community. I work for our staff, and I work for our students. And I couldn't be more proud to do that. I'm proud because I see and feel amazing things every day. And so, in true Eric fashion, we are going to have to do a little movement from time to time, and we're going to have to do a magic clap from time to time. So every time I say people, 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 and then I'll say magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Love it. I'm already energized. The first thing I would like to do is I want to just recall something that happened to me 14 years ago. And so 14 years ago, the best thing in my educational career happened. And that's, I got a call from Jeff Sherber stating that they had decided to hire me as an assistant principal in at the Monticello Middle School. 2 weeks prior to that, I was on the phone with Stacy Hughes. And I want Stacy just to come out here a little bit. I asked if she'd come in that hallway. So if I could, I want her to come out. And why that was important is because we worked together in Sauk Rapids. And I was on the phone with her. I was getting ready for the interview, and I was preparing. And I said, "What's Monticello like?" And she said, all these amazing things, but 2 things still stick out to me. She said, "You're going to love the staff recognition program, and you're going to love the people, people, people." Magic clap. Magic clap. 1, 2, 3. You're getting better. You're getting better. Thank you, Stacy. All right, next. I know we're all over the board here, but since I already recognize the Staff Recognition Committee, I do have to have them, those that are here, to stand up if they're out here. And I know, the Staff Recognition Committee led by Barb Wilson, Sherry Holmgren, Jill Tessier from the district office, but then Laurie said, "I don't think I can bring everybody out, but if you are out here, please, Staff Recognition Committee, would you please stand up?" 14 years ago, this committee was alive and well, and hopefully it will still be alive and well, 54 and 94 years from now. So thank you for all the hard work in putting this together. I couldn't be more proud to be part of it. We have 2 school board members here today. I want to thank Candace and Jennifer. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're going to get to a little bit more of my speech here. I would like everybody in the room to stand up right now. Told you I'd get you all up and moving. I want you all to stand up because I would give anything in this world, I'd give anything in this nation, anything for our state, anything for our community to know how hard each and every one of you work. You work in an unbelievable amount of stress because you not only have yourself to work with and colleagues to work with, but you have families to work with, you have students to work with, we have thousands of people and families that we are connected with. And you are amazing people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thanks. You can have a seat, and I'll still do some more standing here in a second. Next, I'm going to give you a prelude to next year. And I'm going to have a few people stand up, kind of describe how their role is going to morph into next year so that we can provide and set up better structures of support in our district. But if I could have these people stand up: Melissa Erickson, Cindy Foshing, Sarah Welk, Alison Conrad, Jeannie Dunn. If you could stand up and just stay standing, I'm going to just describe a little bit of some position change here. So Melissa Erickson, she's going to continue working half-time at the middle school, and then she has half-time achievement integration dollars attached to her. We're going to grow that position to a district position, and you're going to see her helping us with equity and trauma and instruction across the district. Cindy Foshing's also going to continue in her half-day fashion at the ALP, but then she's going to offer more than just SEL support. She's going to jump back into all curriculum world, but we're going to do things a little different. We're going to set up some curriculum teams at each building. I feel like when we're doing the big adoptions that it's taking too long to address individual needs, and we're waiting 7, 8, sometimes the math department at the high school told me 12 years before we're addressing needs. We're going to work more localized. We're going to work together, but we have Cindy Foshing's expertise to help us through that process at your building level. Next, Sarah Welk interviewed this week for a new position, a collaborative position with Centricare. It's a district social worker position, a community position, in order to look at macro, big things that we can support people with. Oh, I didn't say people, so don't go yet. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a way to connect our school, better connect our school to the community. And Centricare pitched the foundation pitched $40,000 for this position. Sarah took a chance because of changing jobs because she knows that our kids and you deserve more support. We have Alison Conrad and Jeannie Dunn who have already been doing instructional support for our new teachers. Our newer teachers should be used to working with them on learning targets, gradual release of responsibility, and instructional design. And now we're going to expand some of the roles. They started expanding this year. There were some veteran teachers that got to get on board with some PLC time, some book study time, and look at how to unwrap instruction and how to better instruct our students so that they can achieve their full potential. We're going to keep expanding that. And when I see all these positions, they're not new. They're just being refocused to support. And we can't wait any longer to wait for the state to give us more money. We have to control our own behaviors. We have to take this. We can't wait things and make excuses. It's on us. We control our own behaviors. We have a school board that supports our staff and our teachers. We're lucky. And we're going to set up different ways of supporting and better systems of support with people, people, people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, could I have everybody stand up that had anything to do with high school graduation this year? So, you guys are like the kids. Can I stand up? Stand up if you had anything to do with high school graduation this year. Seriously, you guys, it was amazing. It's my second time seeing it outside. High school graduation is what we're all working for. And these people put on a show for the ages. I was so proud to be part of it. Thank you for being amazing people, people, people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. I tricked you. I knew you'd do that. Everybody should have stood up. Please stand up right now. Quit laughing at me, Amy Rude. We all have something to do with high school graduation, and we all need to get up there and see it because we all put our touch on high school graduation in some fashion or another. And so I want to thank you for helping provide a structure of support for kids for 13 years. It takes 13 years to get through a system and to graduate. And you're all equally important pieces of that puzzle. Thank you for being amazing people, people, people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. You can have a seat. Just 2 more points. Can I get our ALP to stand up? ALP staff to stand up? ALP staff, thank you. Stay standing. Your secret gems that I would have not got to know what you do unless I got a new job like this where I could get around. And I know that I had conversations with Jeff Meyerhofer, or observations with myself, conversations with Mike Carr, John Reeves, and the things that we're seeing those folks do are amazing. And I got to watch their graduation ceremony last night, and I had to have a piece of Shane Weber's speech because I know who was giving the commencement speech next year instead of me. That guy is an amazing writer, and we might not have known that, but I took a piece out of it, out of his speech to the kids yesterday. Without ever really thinking about it, all of these things in your life and the value they hold are there because of decisions you have already made within your lives based out of love and fear. So while what you may want in life right now might seem out of reach or may be unknown, remember this one message moving forward. Do not ever let fear dictate whether you will or you won't do something. The simple truth in life is you are going to fail at things. So why not take a chance at doing what you love and are passionate about to pursue? Thank you for being amazing people, people, people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. If you could advance the slide to the next slide. I love this quote, and I saw it on the ALP. You know how you go into places over and over again, and you see something new on the wall every time you go there? Well, I saw this. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And I thought about that all night long. I took a picture of it, and I thought about when or how I was going to use it, and I'm going to use it every day. Because I used to read something like this, and on New Year's Eve and my birthday, I looked at myself and I made change. That's what I used to do. Now, that's called a summative assessment. Teachers don't like summative assessments because some kids don't do well on tests. I never did well when I waited for my birthday or New Year's, those goals always went by the wayside. Instead, I live by that every day. I try to make change every day. I'm not scared of change. Why? It's the roadmap to being a better person. And I think that's what we all strive to do, is we all strive to be better people, people, people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Last, I'm wearing this tie. Lots of you have commented about it already. I'm wearing this tie because I almost missed an opportunity today. This tie was made by a 3rd grade student in Mrs. Stoich's class, Hayden Holker, daughter of Dan Holker. And she gave it to me, and she said, I hope you come by someday in my classroom and show me that tie. Guess who woke up this morning and remembered he hadn't done that? That'd be me. But what I did is I made sure that I remembered who we serve every day. We serve our little people, we serve our medium-sized people, and we serve, I forgot the middle school on that opening speech, and we serve our big people, people, people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm done. I'm not done. I get to stay up. No transitions. I probably took 6 minutes. They were going to cut me off at 5. All right. Next up on the agenda is we get to celebrate our years of service. All right, first up, I'm going to read the Years of Service Awards, and I ask that these people just stand, and everyone else hold your applause till the end, and we'll give each category a big round of applause. 10 Years of Service Award winners: Amanda Apfalter, Tammy Balloon, Peter Berquist, Vicki Disrud, Amy Fredericks, Craig Guyan, Jocelyn Hasselton, Carrie Heil, Jen Kopf, Laurie Pippert, Nate Racky, Nate Russell, Nancy Roden, Michelle Schultz, Catherine Stein, Michael Stein, Alana Talberg, Lori Welch, Sherry Yee, 10 Years of Service Award winners. 15 Years of Service Award winners: Abby Bjorkland, Karen Breon, Jennifer Cruzen, Delbert Dahlheimer, John Dietl, Debbie Evans, Mary Farniak, Andrea Haag, Stacy Hughes, Sue Lanners, Julie LaRoque, Josh Larson, Robin Meyer, Andrea Mitchell, Dave Nelson, Therese Olson, Robin Robbins, Nicole Sawatsky, Barb Schreifels, Donnie Schultz, Jesse Teagland, Cindy Walker, Brent Roulette. 15 Years Service Award winners. "20 Years of Service: Kevin Berthahume, Al Clark, Mike Danielson, Jill Duchesne, Monica Derby, Joe Dockendorf." Little emphasis. Chris Jensen, Kim Kinerza, Amy McCullough, Peggy Perkins, Dalla Robeck, Joanne Swenson, Barb Tyndall, Jennifer Alvin, Sarah Vogley, Jen Vogel, Tammy Wetter. we have 20 years of service winners. "25 years of service. Ruth Kirst, Shelley Nicholas, Matt Palmer, John Sampson, Deb Samuelson, Chris Schultz, Jenny Selner, Yvonne Thiessen, Tara Wilson, 25 years of service award winners. 30 years of service. I know. Deb Chamberlain. You're up. At least you didn't fall or anything. You were just getting up. Yep. Laurie Groen. Sharon Stoik. 30 years of service. Woo! "35 years of service. Awesome. Rick Bigelow. Gail Grim. Sherry Bensland. 35 years of service. And then it says, Eric stays on stage to announce. You know what? I'm noticing that this never used to happen. Yeah, keep the new guy up the whole time talking. Okay. We'll see who I can pass this off once I get him a little more confidence. Okay. So, now we are going to present our retirees, a little celebration, some celebration words. And we're going to start with our retirees from Co-op and our EEC. Right. So this year, I wanted to make it very personable. So I wanted to connect with people. Magic clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. And so I asked the administration to go in and to write some things. I don't want to dig through personnel files. I want to make it about people and what they think. And so instead, we have people that shared thoughts with me. And I'm going to read those thoughts. So we are going to start with Alison Conrad. And Janelle and Allison, thank you for the beautiful words about Allison. Allison joined the team in 1992 as a physical therapist and covered all 4 districts of the Co-op and their students ages 3 to 21. She has moved to countless offices in several Monticello buildings over the years with the OT and PT staff. As Allison has thought back over the years, she feels that she is much more able to see each student as a whole child, not just through the eyes of a medical PT. She has grown more patient in her work life and enjoys working with each family and really getting to know them. When Allison first started, she was given a space in the girls' locker room and a mat. Now she is amazed by the beautiful sensory rooms full of wonderful equipment to support her profession and the needs of her students. Technology has really changed her work and home life. It has opened up the availability of resources and materials to help her learn about different diagnoses, treatments, but also at times can make it challenging by always being available on your phone. Allison notes, I have truly loved my job. I thought when I started, I would try this for a couple years and then go back to the Children's Hospital. But here I am. How many years later, Allison? 27 years later. Early intervention is incredible. All students make gains, but when you can see over time the progress of the students with special needs, you know there is real place for this service. Let's give Alison Conrad a big round of applause. And please, you already did we're going to present them with their gift right at the, or did you do it at their, you did at the building level, yep. Okay, gotcha, thanks. Laurie Dearest. Yep. Oh, thank you. This year we didn't have anybody that wanted to speak, and we're going to just serve them, kind of like we're going to be, well, I have the Cabana boys up here, and they're going to just serve you. And technically, they might have a drink with an umbrella in it. I don't know. Sorry, Randy. He's like wishing it was not these three guys, he said, but it's okay. We'll get through it. All right. Laurie Dearest. Thank you, Janelle and Allison, for your beautiful words about Laurie. Laurie began working for the co-op in 1987. She worked in all 5 districts of the cooperative, which included Elk River. Laurie received her master's in early childhood special education, so often provides both services to her students. She served for many years on the Sherburne County Interagency Early Intervention Committee. Laurie joined Monticello Schools at a time when there were no other occupational therapists in the district. During her interview with Director Paul Zemke, he started the interview by noting he did not know what to ask her as he was unsure of what she would be doing or did with the students. Laurie was the first OT to pave the way for our students in Monticello. Laurie started in a space, I think we're going to see a trend here, no desk. She grew to sharing a desk and now has her own official office. Over time, she noted how big this organization has grown. When she started as half-time, she was the only OT, and currently we have 4.5 OT positions. Professionally, she feels like she has gained so much experience through research, working with her team, and learning from her students. Although I may not have the same energy level, I have so much more knowledge, is a quote from Laurie. Laurie ends by noting, "This was my dream job. I work with the best friend, Patty, my best friend, and I've been able to do this my whole life. This has been a great career and a great place to work." And you can tell that by the smile on her face. Laurie Dearest, everyone. Patty Mirim. And once again, Janelle and Allison, thank you for your beautiful words. Patty first worked for the co-op in January 1987 as a contracted physical therapist through Mercy Hospital. Prior to working at Mercy, she worked in Fairbanks, Alaska. Patty was hired by the district in the fall of 1987, once again by Paul Zemke, as the only birth through 21 physical therapist. During the interview, he told her he had no questions, but that she probably did. They had to figure out the OT-PT section of the staff handbook. Patty worked in all 5 districts of the cooperative, which included Elk River. Laurie and Patty built the OT-PT program. She remembers going into one school, and the DAPE teacher would bring kids to her, and parents would bring their child in for an appointment. Patty eventually moved to being the Birth to 3 PT. She served for many years on the Sherburne County Interagency Early Intervention Committee. Patty recalls having no heat in the first room they were in at the Monti Middle School. She remembers they were all very excited when they got a phone in their office. I wonder if she still is excited about that. I'm not sure. And then in the office they had to share. Patty said there was always one metro line and it was always busy. Patty is very proud of the program that they built as a team. She will always remember helping families through the process of finding out their child has a disability. Thank you, Patty. Sandy Clemens, are you here? Just I don't see her up here. Okay, I'll read it. Sandy Clemens worked in our title department, and Sherry Hackenmiller and Cindy Graham wrote something about Sandy. And Sherry says that they really liked, she was liked by all her students in kindergarten. She was always cheerful and one of the best for her students. She was very creative and loved photography. She's had various pictures published in a Minnesota photo book for the last few years. They are beautiful pictures of Minnesota. And Cindy says she held true with fidelity of interventions. She was always positive. She loved to share her photography with others to bring them joy. She always had a smile on her face. She could be counted on and very dependable. Thank you, Sandy. Next up, Cindy Graham. And I want to thank Mr. Dockendorf. Cindy Graham and Laurie Dearest will now be... All right, here we go. Cindy Graham is a talented reading specialist and a school-wide leader. She deserves credit for taking some of our most struggling and reluctant readers and helping them soar into confident, skilled early readers. She does this through direct instruction, but also influences all Eastview learners by training, inspiring, and monitoring other interventionists in which she supervises. But Cindy's school-wide impact is felt in so many other ways outside the classroom. Number one, she's the main greeter as preschool and kindergarten students jump out of their mom's and dad's car each morning to start their day. She says hello to each parent and welcomes every child with a warm hello, hug, or comment to begin each child's day on a bright note. She does this with grace and enthusiasm in any kind of weather. Cindy leads or joins in on every activity outside the regular school day, organizing reading nights and fundraisers and volunteers for carnivals and special events. She also deserves credit for launching the Choose Kind project at the Eastview Education Center, including family book sharing around topics such as diversity and being yourself. Cindy is a hard worker and a person who gets her hands dirty. We will miss you, Cindy. Deanna Hoffman. Deanna, thank you, Alison and Janelle, for your beautiful words on Deanna. Deanna started her ECSE training at Pinewood, her career, in 1991. This is her 28th year. In the beginning of her career, she also worked one evening a week as an ECFE teacher. For inclusion opportunities, Deanna would take her students by bus to the old high school to join some ECFE classes. She was at Pinewood until the ECSE program moved to Eastview in 2004. And just some thoughts from Deanna that help express and kind of guide all of us to what life has been here in Monticello for the last 28 years. She's had the pleasure to work here, and she's proud to work in this school district and in ECSE. To be a teacher is an incredible path that has allowed her to learn so much, not only child development, but also human connection. I will miss the staff who have become her second family. No one more than Debbie Salo, who she's been blessed to share 27 out of 28 years with. A quote below, how I will finish this one, the quote below says it all. I'm thankful for all of it, the highs, the lows, the blessings, the lessons, the setbacks, the comebacks, everything. Thanks, Deanna. Cheryl Meinhardt. Thank you, Allison and Janelle, for your beautiful words. Cheryl started working at Little Mountain and Pinewood. She moved to full-time at Pinewood, having an ECSE classroom until the ECSE program moved to Eastview in 2004. In 2006, Cheryl switched to half-time classroom and half-time birth to 3. She eventually went full-time in this birth to 3 role. In August it would be 22 years that Cheryl has served as an ECSE teacher. Cheryl notes that she will never forget the day she was hired by Paul Zemke late in the summer. She was offered the position, went right into the new teacher meeting, and was wondering how she was going to get ready for open house. But Deanna Hoffman and Joan Denson came around the corner and said, "What can we do to help?" They have become more than a team ever since and have been so glad to have Darcy join their team as well. Cheryl feels her greatest skills have developed from her parent educator license and background. By being able to coach parents through the tough stuff, and better yet, to celebrate all the gains, has been the most rewarding aspect of her career. The best advice she ever received came from Susan Berard, another DHH birth to 3 teacher, after being asked to help fill in for some home visits. Here was the advice: just bring a book and a ball. You'll be fine. That was held true for her whole career. I'm going to see if that works for me. Bring a book and a ball. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Mona Volker. Mona started in Monticello in 1982 as a long-term substitute and was hired in the fall of 1983 as an ECSE teacher. She worked half-time in Big Lake, half-time in Monti. Prior to working in Monticello, she worked in Washington State with students with autism. Mona transitioned to being a birth to 3 teacher when legislation passed requiring those services. Mona served on the Wright County Interagency Early Intervention Committee for many years. While working in birth to 3, Mona realized there was a need for different programming for students with autism. She started a structured ECSE autism classroom at Pinewood and eventually transitioned out and back out of birth to 3 and full-time into the ECSE classroom. Mona made a difference in the ECSE autism programming provided here in Monticello with many children with disabilities. And I would end by this final sentence. I got the opportunity last year as principal to see her in action, and I coined her the student whisperer in my own mind. Thank you, Mona. Vicki Anderson. She's not attending, but I want to thank Lana Talberg for her beautiful words about Vicki. Vicki came to us in 2015 with an extensive background in clinical and school audiology. She served for the cooperative, serving students in Big Lake, Becker, Monticello, and St. Michael from 2015 to the September of 2018. She helped us to identify our students with hearing loss, so we were able to best serve them and give them access to a quality education. Vicki Anderson. Next will be Delbert Hamer, but Delbert is not with us here today. Delbert. Del has only been with us at Little Mountain for a couple years, and I want to thank Gabe Hackett for these beautiful words. But he has made a great impact in that short time. Words that come to mind when we think of Del include hardworking, kind, compassionate, helpful, and efficient. As an evening shift custodian, the students and teachers don't always get a lot of face time with Del, but his care for our staff and work ethic are clear each morning when everyone shows up. Del takes his role in customer service very seriously. All evening groups at Little Mountain have everything they need and feel welcome when using our space. Del comes to work each day to make the lives of our students, staff, and community better, and we are so thankful to have been able to work with Delbert. Diana Leffler, and she's not attending, but I'll read her retirement celebration statement. Deanna retired in the fall of 2018. In true Diana fashion, she stayed with us in order to make sure Lisa Swatsky felt comfortable in her new position and to make sure we didn't miss a beat. She took her role as our school communication director and customer service representative very seriously. Diana had the unique ability to make all of our families and community members feel welcome when they entered the office at Little Mountain Elementary. The office can be a hectic place at times, and Diana never wavered from her dedication to the families. She was never frazzled, at least on the outside. Miss Leffler worked in many areas of the building, including the playground and the media center. Her knowledge of the schedule, the building, and the students made her such a valuable employee and resource to our family. All of us at Little Mountain are thankful to have worked with Diana. Gail Grim. Gail Grim is a quiet leader, ferocious competitor. Her classroom is a safe, nurturing, respectful, active learning environment. She has been and continues to be the most dedicated of professionals in all aspects of her teaching and coaching. One of the greatest compliments we can give to any teacher is that they never stopped learning. Gail was always looking to implement a new lesson, idea, or technology tool to engage her students to help them succeed. Outside of the classroom, Gail is a college Hall of Fame athlete, high school state champion coach, although you would never hear that from her. In all of the years of teaching elementary school and coaching both track and cross country, the number of lives that Gail has positively impacted is beyond measure. Monticello can be thankful for everything Gail has done and will continue to do for our kids. Thank you, Gail. Denis Merritt. Mrs. Merritt is quite simply the greatest of art teachers I've ever had the privilege of watching. Thank you, Mr. Hackett, for your words about Denise, because here he goes on to say, the greatest of art teacher I've ever had the privilege of watching work with kids. The projects that come out of her classroom demonstrate the very best skills and efforts of our students. But her classroom is so much more than an art room. Denise has a complete understanding that all students have different strengths and all students can be successful. It is not an exaggeration to say that her learning environment is therapeutic experience for many of our students. They feel safe in learning, taking risks, painting, creating, and sharing their art with the world. In addition, some of our neediest students with high behavior concerns and trauma in their backgrounds were able to flourish because Denise used her content area to connect and motivate them. Denise's work ethic is legendary at Little Mountain. Many long nights and weekends were spent preparing the next exciting project or the next art show for her students in the community. Mrs. Merritt believes in every kid, every day, and she will be missed by all of us. Thank you, Denise. Debbie Patrick. In addition to the countless hours and dedication to her classroom, Debbie is known throughout the district as a supporting voice for so many of her colleagues. Her schedule as a union representative would have been daunting for most people, but she's always been there for both her students and her teachers. Debbie has influenced a countless number of our students over her career in Monticello, and the last 2 years of her career are clear examples of who she is as a person. In each of the last 2 years, we have approached Debbie to let her know we placed a student in her classroom who has life experiences that no one should have to deal with. And because of those experiences, we were concerned about behaviors, academics, and just their future in general. Knowing what these students go through at home and then watching them thrive in Mrs. Patrick's classroom is nothing short of amazing and a small glimpse into the impact she has had on so many students. Thank you, Debbie. Annette Haller. Having a wide array, and I want to thank John Weekly, Shannon Polinick, and Mrs. Borgadine for their words. Having a wide array of tools in your toolbox while working with elementary students in special education is very important. Annette brought many admirable skills to her job, such as patience, kindness, and respect for children. Staff often would be in awe of her artistic ability and her willingness to share this gift. Teachers have observed Annette using this gift, opened up new worlds with her students. Sharing this gift helped students find their worth when other areas were tearing them down. Annette did this by giving them a safe place for expression, through use of timely humor, and by providing academic support in a dignifying manner. Annette's creativity and support for students has already been missed. Thank you, Annette. Randy Yeager, and I want to thank Linda Borgadine for her celebration statement. Randy took great pride in being a custodian for the Monticello School District. He had high expectations for himself, his custodial staff, and all building staff. Randy continually stepped up as a district leader, as a union steward, and being a positive voice for kids within our entire community. He always had the safety and image of Pinewood as his number one priority. Linda goes on to saying, our building and grounds always looked presentable and impressionable. He took it very personally that everyone was treated with respect. Randy's expertise and leadership will be missed. Thanks, Randy. Now we're moving on to the high school, and for this first one, Miss Cindy Hoberg, Mike Carr wrote a celebration statement. Cindy Hoberg was proud to be raised in Wisconsin and proud of the fact that she was a farm girl. She had more horse sense about her than anybody I knew, at least anybody I knew from Wisconsin. Cindy's calm and caring ways have helped many students over the many years she has worked. Thank you, Cindy, for all that you have done for students, for staff, and parents during your time at the Monticello High School. We all wish you the best in retirement. I know that you have a team of people that misses you greatly, and we hope that you work on those knobs in your kitchen along with all the other projects you have going on at home and at the lake. We are very proud of your service to the Monticello School District. Cindy Hoberg. I got a couple that a few people like conglomerated on in the last couple, or 2 out of the last 3 are kind of that way. So I kind of just going to do one of them because otherwise it might get too long, but I had a couple letters for the next 2 people. So for Tracy Kettler, John Weekly, Brooke Zawicki, and Mike Carr helped with the summary celebration statement. Tracy's compassion and belief in her students and abilities has been contagious. This compassion and strong belief leads other paraprofessionals and teachers to want to be better for kids. She modeled thoughtful, considerate, and professionalism by keeping students as their number one priority. Co-workers really appreciate that she met every student, job, and challenge with a smile. Countless students and staff have been impacted by her smile, compassion, and dedication. And Mike Carr says, the look on your face conveyed the sheer joy that you had for the job that you did with students. Thank you, Tracy. Kathy Reeves. And I want to thank John Weekly, Stacy Hughes, and Mike Carr. Working with students in the EBD program at high school requires a unique combination of strength, courage, patience, empathy, and kindness. Coworkers appreciate that Kathy never let the behaviors or challenges erase the smile on her face. Teachers described her as dependable, hardworking, knowledgeable, efficient, and a great role model, and a guide to all around. What a wonderful human being. And I know Mr. Carr says also that you have been a joy to work with over the years from both a student and staff perspective. Of course, he also threw David and John Reeves under the bus a little bit. I'll just leave that aside and we'll just say thank you, Kathy, for your awesome service. Deb Stacken. Mr. Carr, I want to thank you for your beautiful words about Deb. With Mr. Carr's limited knowledge of many subjects, he usually learns things every time he visits classrooms, but it is quite possible that he's never learned so much in any other classroom besides Deb Stacken's classroom. Thank goodness her students learned better than me because I know she taught them well over her years at Monticello High School. Ms. Stacken was a favorite teacher of many of our students over the years. Not only do they remember what she taught them, but they remember how she taught them. That is her legacy as she heads from the greener pastures of retirement, as she heads for the greener pastures of retirement. Thanks for all that you have given to our students and staff over the years. Thank you, Deb.
All right, well, at this time, we are going to start our Outstanding Service Awards. So I'd like to invite to the stage Andy Zingen, Kelly Oslin, and Brent Willett. Let's give them a hand as they come on up.
We're just going to talk.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
I'm Andy.
I guess that means I'm Brent.
Hey. You want to use that one?
Oh, he does.
Okay. Hey, I'm thirsty and I wish I had some water.
I'm thirsty too, but I wish I had some coffee.
I need to renew my teaching license. Do you know who I should talk to?
Do you know anybody with any connections at the golf course?
You know anyone I could talk to about some hockey stats?
I could use a partner for fishing league.
Do you know anyone who's willing to take a student teacher?
I want to nominate somebody for the Staff Recognition Award. Do you know who I could talk to about that?
I have some questions about wrestling and refereeing.
I need to find someone to come up with a weight training program for me.
Do you know anyone willing to be the announcer at the baseball games?
Is there anybody that can coach football, wrestling, and baseball?
I wonder if anyone has ever taught Fayette at every grade level in our district.
Wouldn't it be great if there was one person who could do all of that and answer all of those questions?
You know, I think there is someone who could do all that.
Actually, I think there is one person who already does all that.
Yeah, and along with all that, he's a really good listener.
He's very level-headed.
Very even-keeled and kind.
He'd have to be to deal with the rest of the people in that department.
And he's the second best sex ed teacher we have in the district.
All right, let's get him up here already. This year's High School Staff Recognition Award goes to
Brad Hansen.
Brad Hansen.
And he's a softie.
Wow. I wish my dad was here. Just thanks. You know, this district has been awesome for me. Guys I work with, at all levels, it has been awesome. I remember at the elementary school, we had a little different schedule than we do now, and I just loved teaching there because I could go around to different classrooms outside of just the regular Fayette area, and I'd go around like Miss Graham's room and Volker at the time, and oh gosh, it was a blast. But this whole thing has been a blast. It really has been. They really say that you know, when you don't work a day in your life, that's really what it's all about, and that's what it's been here. Doesn't matter. It's just been a great ride. So, thank you.
All right, for our next Outstanding Service Award, I would like to bring up last year's Friend of Education winner, Jen Cupp.
Good afternoon. I'm Jen Cuff from Little Mountain, and I am absolutely honored to present the Little Mountain Outstanding Service Award. When I was young, growing up in the 70s, my friends and I used to play a game called Mystery Date. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Mystery Date. The objective of the game is to guess the date, your date, behind the door with a big question mark on it based on the clues. So just humor me for 2 minutes and play Mystery Date and see if you can guess our LME Outstanding Service Award winner. Clue number 1. When this person started teaching, movies that year included Scent of a Woman, A Few Good Men, and Wayne's World. Music included Boyz II Men, Color Me Bad, and Mariah Carey. School items like Troll pencil toppers, Whiteout for Mistakes, school supply vending machines, and educational videotapes were popular. Wait a second. This person still has video cassette tapes and a VHS player in her class for teaching. That's interesting. Clue number 2. This person has more enthusiasm than a classroom of 5th grade students quoting Spheros in the afternoon. Clue number 3. You can hear this person across the hallway, across the school, across the athletic field, whether you want to or not. Clue number 4, Harry Potter and M&Ms. Clue number 5, she keeps chai latte K-cups in business. Clue number 6, Christmas is this person's favorite holiday starting in, hello, July. Go figure. Clue number 7, she knows every female athlete that has ever run for Monticello, their parents, their grandparents, where they live now, who they married, and quite possibly their astrological sign. Clue number 8, she can often be seen at races in other towns, talking to random 8-year-old girls saying, hey, you, come here, come here, come here. Tell your parents to move to Monticello so you can run cross country and track. Enough clues already. I mean, hello, you get the picture. Seriously, let's be honest. This person has touched a lot of lives, but I get the feeling that she doesn't realize this in herself. Humble is her middle name, and positivity is her last. Her biggest attribute is her uncanny ability when school situations or her own life gets tough, she gets tougher. Her nomination paperwork included this quote: she works tirelessly for each of her students. She does whatever it takes to help her students not only with academic work, but also with what they need socially and emotionally. She advocates to get every student what they need, and she is always willing to take on a challenge. You probably know our LME mystery date by now. In the 1997 movie As Good as It Gets, Jack Nicholson's character gave Helen Hunt's character the ultimate compliment by saying, "You make me want to be a better man." Well, Nygaard, whether it's your peers, your athletes, your students, your friends, or your family, just being around you makes us all want to be better human beings. Congratulations, Kim Nygaard. The award today is being graciously accepted by Kim's daughters, Lisa and Leah Nygaard.
All right, and at this time, I would like to invite Jen Mackey and Michelle Shetler-Stein up to the stage.
Again, I would die. Take your seat.
Full of emotion. That's a hard one to follow. Hi, I'm Jen Mackey. And I'm Michelle Shetler-Stein. It is our honor to recognize an individual from the middle school as the recipient of the 2019 Outstanding Service Award.
This person supports all faculty, all staff, all students and visitors of our school on a daily basis, leading by example, being inventive, a problem solver, and very creative in solving any issue that comes with the territory of working with middle schoolers and middle school teachers and anybody in a middle school.
Truthfully, Jen, we are describing so many staff in our building with those descriptions. Maybe we should get more specific, like being persistent, trustworthy, humble, and in general, a bulldog for our building.
So true. Let's see if I can get this to go. I can. That helps a little, but let's get even more specific. This person loves books, actually boxes and boxes and boxes of books. And maybe let's not forget about desks, shelves, and anything else that goes in a classroom or goes out of a classroom and moving them from place to place, particularly through, I think, 3 years of construction and mishaps from construction or water or anything else that might happen in the middle school.
True. Let's not forget this person likes to fix things. Whether it is something that probably should just be replaced or not, this person finds magic powers with tools.
Yeah, brings them to new life. Let's not forget how this person is a team player. Truthfully, leads a team by example, setting the bar high for expectations and quick results. The entire team works efficiently because of this person's attitude and character.
The entire building works more efficiently because of this person. This individual will not allow anything or anyone to get in the way of making Monticello Middle School a safe, successful, and respectable place to come to each day.
On behalf of every student, every staff member, every administrator, parent, student, you name it, at the MMS, we are beyond honored to present this award to
Mr. Dave Phillip.
Well, I understand why my wife wanted me to wear new pants today. Let's just say I work with the best group of teachers and the best administrative staff in the business. While I'm very grateful for this, my staff earns this. It's not me. I'm just a part of a team. And I want to thank them. So with that, I'm going to go back and unlock some doors and get my school rolling.
For our next award, I'd like to welcome up to the stage Lynn Sockery and Brooke Parvey. Jump up here, please. Don't just stairs. Slowly use the railing. Harvey, maybe you could probably
Yeah, which button do I click?
Where in the world is our nominee? Are they at Unified or maybe Young Athletes?
Possibly at the problem-solving team meeting or culture committee meeting.
Are they at Little Mountain, the high school, the middle school, Becker, or the co-op?
Are they hanging on the playground or under a tree with a kid? What could they be doing? Are they planning an activity to connect high school students with and without disabilities?
Helping solve problems, one behavior or academic concern at a time?
Testing or writing a report?
Attempting to cover the EBD room for about 5 minutes.
Rewarding kids or really just crushing them in a football toss game and being excited about it?
Yep. Checking in with coworkers or staff after a long day, which I would say we've had lots of those.
Yes. Or are they planning the next marathon? No, I am not running. Or the next bird watching event?
Oh, sorry. Who are they impacting?
Why do you like to hang out with him?
He's always nice to me, and he always likes, I just like hitting his jokes a lot of the time too. Always knows that if I'm in like a bad mood or not.
Who usually wins?
Me.
You? Would he say that?
No.
What would he say?
He would say he wins. He can be silly sometimes and play jokes.
What are things you like to do with him?
Play games and play jokes on him. He's sort of a fun guy, and I kind of like him.
Yeah.
What's his favorite team?
Well, he mostly just picks Vikings players, so I would say Vikings.
Who usually wins?
Me, sometimes. Well, Mr. Rowe mostly does. Congratulations, Mr. Rowe. Congratulations, Mr. Rowe.
Those of you that know me know I usually have a lot to say, but not really right now, just thank you. I have a great group of psychs to work with that are, of course, in the back. That's where they like to sit. And thank you to everybody.
All right, at this time, I would like to invite up to the stage Alyssa Sakri and Dan Grulke. And at this time, they ask, and I'm going to ask you now, please take out your phones. Yep, it's okay, take out your phones. All's good. All like what?
Oh, thank you. All right, I missed that one.
Oh, I don't have that one. Okay, Annette Beniak and who? Becca Kunkel. Sorry, I didn't have that on here. All right, let's give them a hand. Yay!
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Becca and I are here to announce the next recipient of the Outstanding Service Award.
And Annette, since you are an expert in special ed terminology, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for me to test my knowledge of special ed acronyms and identify our recipient at the same time.
All right.
Okay? So, our recipient.
I think you have to click.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, has ASD and is ADHD.
What? Our recipient has autism and ADHD?
No, our recipient has amazing student dedication and has an admirable dependability and a humble disposition.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Very, very chill, and that chill demeanor really helps our students chill.
Absolutely. Okay, this recipient, whoops, has an IEP and is EBD.
Becca, do you understand that having an IEP for EBD would mean an emotional and behavioral disability?
Well, not in this case. In this case, this person has an imaginative eagerness for planning staff events and is an exceptional behavioral de-escalator.
Oh, yeah, those staff events, well needed and very much appreciated, but you know, always humbly and quiet behind the scenes, making sure we get to have lots of fun. And you know, the other thing about the de-escalation piece, our teachers comment to me often about how appreciative they are that that person is there to help calm the students and support them so they can be successful in the mainstream environment.
Absolutely. Okay, this recipient believes in RTI.
RTI?
Yeah, rigorous traveling itineraries. In fact, this recipient has completed the goal of traveling to all 50 states.
Yeah, probably the only person I know who sets a goal and always achieves it.
Finally, this recipient is TKW.
Becca, TKW, what's that got to do with special education?
Well, it's Tara Kidda Wilson, of course.
My favorite color. I can't talk. Oh gosh. Everyone who knows me also knows I don't like to talk in front of people, so thank you guys very much.
All right, take two. At this time, I would like to bring up Alyssa Sacre and Dan Grokey. And everyone, you can take out your phones. All right. Sorry, I missed one of you.
Oh, no, it's fine. It was on the other group, like there was a mix-up. So.
Oh, gotcha. All right, there you go.
All right, so we are going to be playing Kahoot today about our recipients. So if you've ever played, it's a fun game. So you can just go to the website and get put in the pin, and then we'll get started once you're set up.
You're the first one. Are you set? No. Come on! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to start off with an easy one. Do you think the person we are celebrating today for their outstanding work in our district is a male or female?
Correct. She is a female. She is a teacher at the Eastview Education Center. So now take a gamble and give your best guess of what year you think she was hired in the Monticello School District. 1980, 1990, 1987, or 1981?
Well, she was hired in 1981, which was before I was born and before Alyssa was born. Now, she has spent many a year here providing amazing learning opportunities for the children of Monticello. The person we're celebrating today is not exactly known for her punctuality, which is why we tend to tell her that programs and lyceums begin earlier than they do. How many minutes early do we tell her to arrive on time? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, or 5 minutes?
Yep, usually 10 is a pretty safe bet. While she can have a little bit of difficulty arriving to things on time, she is best known to making sure she has time to always stop at McDonald's for which of the following beverages? A Diet Coke or an iced coffee?
All right. Well, because she is so gifted with knowledge of technology, she had the following item removed from her classroom so that it could be donated to someone else. All right. So I'll just get you going. First one is projector, television, smartboard, or her iPad collection.
You're right. She did have that smartboard taken out of her room. She was not having it. But it went to somebody else, which was really nice. Now, she once had to take on the lead role in her class program because one of her kids had stage fright. So which role did she take on in that play? Was she Peter Rabbit, Chicken Little, Humpty Dumpty, or Mother Goose?
It is Peter Rabbit, so if you aren't sure who this person is by now and you know who Peter Rabbit is, you probably know who we're talking about. So now we are on to some amazing things about this person. She definitely cares for her students as if they were her own. Which of the following things has she done for her students and their families over the years? Bought them groceries, provided Christmas trees for them when they were unable to afford them, rode the bus after school for behavior management, or all of the above?
Woo! All right. When her students were asked what their favorite thing about their teacher is, they had which of the following things to say? She lets us have fun. I love when she lets us play bingo and gives us prizes. She helped me with the person who was not nice to me. She made it better. Or all of the above.
Nice job, everybody. Her students had which of the following things to say about how she makes them feel? Kinda special. Her trust me with everything. I love her so much, or all of the above.
All right, the person we are lucky to celebrate today is one of the only people who could get us three introverts up here to speak in front of such a crowd. Congratulations to the one and only Cindy Witchen.
kids. But I will say, and as you've heard some of the others say too when they've gotten these, it isn't just me, it's the team that I work with, and it's the people that I've learned from all the way through. And, you know, people carry me in the ways of technology, but I've learned so much when I work in kindergarten with these people like Rachel, and, you know, they've taught me all of the ways to reach some of those children that are hard to reach. Also, Sue Yankee, who's up there over in the right, she's in my room with me too, working with those children, and I'm thankful to have her. And my family, they're the ones that kind of put up with me. I have one sister who is 10 years ahead of me. She retired a while ago. And then my sister Barb and my other sisters are here. But this is my daughter Mandy and Michael and my husband Tim. Hi.
All right, now I get to do the friend of education. Is that on? Whoa! I have to help you. But I'm going to need you, Tommy boy.
Good deal.
All right.
This is absolutely unprecedented. The friend of education this year is something that I imagine that most of the people in this building know. Wouldn't you think?
You would think.
You'd think so. The reason that this is unprecedented is because the friend of education is actually a student. This individual shows up to school early every day, gets me going with everything that I need to do and have to succeed for that day, and he's one of the most tremendous assistants I've ever seen. How have you seen this individual operate?
Well, speaking of the student coming early, I like to come early, and I would see this student in multiple buildings early in the morning, but I would also then see them late at night, sometimes leaving activities at 10 o'clock at night. I often wondered, when did this person sleep?
Absolutely. This is the honest to God truth. This person graduated this year, and he showed up to school on Monday morning at 7 a.m. this week. Let that sink in for a second. I said, hey, you got to go home and take a nap, my friend. You had all-night grad party, you work Saturday, you work Sunday, and you're here in my office on Monday morning. What are you doing? He goes, I'm just here to help you. I've never met a more generous person in my entire life. I've never met a more somebody that has more initiative than this student. This kid takes on whatever is in front of him, and he's a special character.
And I absolutely adore that this student already drinks coffee, and I've even had a coffee date with him. And I also adore that he went on a date with my wife and I, and it was probably the only date we went on in about 3 years.
This guy runs, he is the captain of the Monti Media Productions Club, which is the first it's ever existed, is kind of this year. He created that with me about 3 years ago. We have produced many, many videos that we have put on our YouTube channel. We stream football games on the big screen out there at the stadium. We do basketball games. He's helped out with Mr. Revnig and all the activity stuff for a long, long time. He's part of my family. He has watched my kids. He's become a brother to me. And I've had a chance to celebrate him a little bit, but I think it's really fitting that the entire district is actually celebrating him right now.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Who's this person?
Come on down, Gavin Nelson.
The one and only Gavin Nelson.
Woo! Yeehaw!
I couldn't put anything in the slideshow because he would have seen it. So here we go. I should also point out that Gavin is responsible for the live stream that's happening right now. He was up in the booth today getting it all organized and ready to go, and I'm gonna miss him. He's a good kid. We're lucky to have him. Thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody. It's been a blast the past 4 years of being able to pursue something that I would love to do in the future, and also being able to help the younger students in our club be able to pursue also what they want to do in the future. So thank you guys.
You just say I don't know how to follow that, so have a great summer.
All right. Well, on that note, our closing remarks are you ready?
It's long. We practiced
really
it
long.
for a long time.
Okay,
Ready?
are you ready? Go.
Have a great summer.